animals suddenly coming out of nowhere and saving prey from their predator? In some cases, animals may interfere simply to rescue others from certain death. However, not all animals who interfere do so with a noble intention. They may just come to inflict more pain. Hippos, hyenas, jackals, and lions are some of the animals that are known to interfere between two others frequently. So, with that in mind, let's get started on the 12 mind-boggling times animals came between predator and prey. Number 12. Rhino. Most predators wouldn't dare take on an adult rhino because these animals are built like a tank. Moreover, they usually have a horn on the head that can inflict some serious damage on any predator foolish enough to attack, but the same cannot be said about rhino calves. In this clip, two hyenas think they have secured a plump meal when they spot a rhino calf. However, there's a slight loophole in their plans. The calf's mother is right by its side to protect it. Even so, these desperate hyenas decide to go ahead with the assault. But this mama rhino knows just how to keep her catches of the approaching predators. She expertly fights each hyena off while also keeping a close watch on her ward. It threatens them several times, and realizing that they won't back off, it runs off with the calf. Number 11. Hyena. Hyenas often interfere when other predators are hunting or eating their food. Since these animals work together in clans, they can often overpower predators larger and stronger than them. Known for being scavengers, hyenas usually try out their luck against cheetahs, leopards, and African wild dogs. A leopard has caught an impala and bites down on its neck. It then drags the animal around, but a wild dog is complicating things. At this point, the predator may be trying to get the impala up a tree for safekeeping, but suddenly an entire pack of wild dogs rush in and the leopard quickly makes an exit, climbing a nearby tree. Although the impala tries to escape, the wild dogs quickly grab the leopard's catch. Now, these vicious dogs brutally tear at its backside flesh. It seems that the wild dogs have seized this meal. Then, suddenly, a clan of hyenas arrive at the spot and scare the wild dogs away. Now, the hyenas have complete control of the meal and start feasting on the impala. In this clip, a leopard murders its prey and drags its carcass near a bush. The hyenas nearby are alerted by the vultures. The hungry predators soon come and steal the kill. Without any resistance, the leopard leaves. The hyena briefly fights and one of them carries a large chunk of flesh. That was really easy. A mother cheetah wants to feed her hungry cubs and targets a herd of gazelle. The gazelles rush for cover, but the cheetah nabs one of them by its neck. However, there is trouble lurking nearby in the form of a hungry hyena. The hyena soon intervenes and snatches the meal. The big cat just could not do anything. After the brief standoff, the hyena tears away at the captured gazelle's flesh and enjoys its scavenged lunch. Impalas are busy drinking at a waterhole when a surprise attack takes place. A leopard pops out and kidnaps one of them, and then brutally drags it away for a great snack. It is desperately trying to get it to the top of a tree. Then, a hyena arrives to spoil the show. It rushes towards the leopard and unintentionally saves the life of the trapped impala. The leopard is so stunned by the approaching threat that it leaves the catch. In this case, the hyena is an unlikely hero. Number 10. Hippo. Hippos have huge jaws and they can be highly aggressive too. That's why no predator in the wild messes with an adult healthy hippo. These creatures are peace-loving most of the time and simply detest loud noises or disturbances of any kind. Sometimes, unknowingly, they may save the lives of animals attacked by other predators. A wildebeest is struggling to get rid of this vicious crocodile. The crocodile seems hungry and is determined to trap the animal. It slowly drags the wildebeest into the water for a perfect snack. Even as the wildebeest struggles, things look more hopeless with each second, and the wildebeest's fate now hangs in the balance. Just then, two hippos suddenly arrive and scare the croc away. They then push the wildebeest towards the shore, allowing the animal to limp back to safety. The hippos were no less than saviors for this wildebeest. A helpless antelope is crossing a river infested with crocodiles. It pauses for a while and senses something is wrong. Suddenly, a massive crocodile attacks it and tries to drown it. Two large hippos rush towards the antelope and save the trapped creature. They push and attack the crocodile, all the while encouraging the antelope to run for its life. Ultimately, the hippos save the poor antelope from certain death. As usual, a herd of wildebeest wants to cross the river, but the hungry crocs welcome them by popping out and nabbing one of them with their jaws. The captured wildebeest is in grave danger, as it's surrounded by vicious and hungry crocs. Soon, hippos watch and decide to intervene. As the wildebeest is about to drown, the whole herd of hippos decide to help the poor fellow out. They harass the crocodiles and force it to let go of its catch. Then, the hippos almost escort the wildebeests to safety. Number 9. Eagle. Eagles are good aerial hunters and are feared by other birds. However, eagles, like other predators, take shortcuts and don't mind stealing a kill from animals. A saddle-billed stork is desperately searching for fish in the shallow pond. With the help of its long beaks, the stork tries to swallow the fish whole, but it shakes itself violently and tries to escape. Then, as the stork's struggle is underway, an eagle flies down and snatches the fish away from the other bird's mouth. The stork fails to save its fish and does nothing to stop the theft. However, it again tries out its luck. A pack of coyotes is tearing away meat from a deer. This coyote doesn't want to share and carries a large piece. That's when an American bald eagle observes and quickly snatches away the meat piece from the coyote. The coyote just couldn't save its meal. Number 8. Penguin. Penguins love to live in colonies, and that helps protect their young ones. The main enemies of penguins are giant petrels, who target their young out in the open. In the water, leopard seals also target them. Giant petrels brutally attack and kill penguins whenever they feel hungry. Here in the clip, the petrel, with its murderous instinct, tries to pick up and murder baby penguins. It begins attacking the penguin by trying to pull it out of the group. The petrel assaults the young penguin with its beak, but another large penguin interferes and resists the assaulter. It stands like a hero and stands in front of the group. Then, an Adelie penguin arrives out of nowhere and almost acts as a bodyguard to the trapped group. Seeing it, the petrel quickly takes off. In the second clip, it seems that the penguins are quite lucky to find brave friends around. A giant petrel observes a penguin and tries to throttle its neck. To make matters worse, another petrel arrives and flies down to inflict more torture. They bash the penguin up. That's when, like a hero, another Gentoo penguin comes to the rescue. It fearlessly strikes the petrel's back with its sharp beak and warns it to just back off. The vicious petrel keeps attacking, and so does the savior penguin. In the end, it succeeds in saving its friend. The petrels leave the spot and move back to the water. Try harder next time, petrels. Number 7. Bears and wolves. Bears and wolves coexist in large parts of North America, and their mutual relationships are far from friendly. So, when it comes to sharing meals, the bears may choose the shortcut and steal it from a pack of wolves. In many cases, both these animals may fight it out, but the bear usually has an edge over the lone wolf. But the tables can turn quickly if it's an entire pack against one bear. Two wolves are digging into the elk's carcass, and they are not in the mood to share it with the approaching bear. They immediately caution the bear not to proceed any further. One of them attacks the bear, but the larger bear retaliates and knocks it down. Then, like an expert robber, the bear steals the elk away, and the wolves run for their lives. A pack of gray wolves is playing with their puppies. It seems like a perfect family. That's when trouble begins. A huge bear arrives at the spot to spoil the fun. Initially, the wolf pack does not notice the approaching threat. Then, they realize what the bear wants: the wolf pups. The wolves unitedly try to charge the bear every time the bear tries to enter the puppy hideout. Through sustained charging and distraction, the wolf pack succeeds in preventing the bear's attack on the pups. Team spirit is the key in this one. Mother bears need to intervene often to protect their cubs from getting killed by rival male bears. Not aware of any problems, the mother bear rests and then wakes up. She senses deep trouble for her cubs as a huge male bear comes near them. She seems extremely angry and immediately gets ready for a fight. She threatens the male bear to back off from her cubs. Number 6. Vulture. Vultures are some of the most efficient scavenging birds on the planet. They love to take shortcuts and steal regularly, even from dangerous animals. But how do they do it? Well, they fly down in large numbers and surround the predator while it's having its meal, and then they scare the animal away. In this clip, a cheetah is slowly walking in the woods and grabs a large impala for lunch. Soon, the entire cheetah family begin their feast, but a flock of vultures arrive at the spot and are eyeing the cheetah's kill. In just a few moments, the vultures simply walk into forcing the cheetahs to leave their meal. Number 5. Cape buffalo. We all know that Cape buffaloes are fierce animals and sometimes do not mind targeting their predators to save their calves or herd members. But sometimes, they may even try to save others for no definite reason. Young lions are brutalizing a lizard and nibbling at it. Then suddenly, a huge Cape buffalo arrives and attacks one of the lions. It tosses the animal into thin air and charges towards the others. Now, why did the buffalo do that? Why did it have so much concern for a lizard? Probably it didn't have anything to do with the lizard. The buffalo was just attacking one of its sworn enemies. But still, the lizard got its life back, right? In another clip, a lion swiftly rushes towards a zebra. The zebra kicks back hard, but the lion manages to pin it down. As death looks certain for the zebra, an angry Cape buffalo comes to the rescue and immediately chases the lion away. But the buffalo's heroic actions are for naught, as the lion soon catches up to the limping zebra and grabs it for the second time. Number 4. Lion. Whenever we think of lions, we don't associate them with rescuing others. But lions also steal the meal from other predators whenever they can. Vultures and hyenas are having a gala time here, feeding on a zebra's carcass. A lioness arrives and wants to have a share. The hyenas unitedly chase her away. Then, a male lion arrives and charges the scenario completely. He shows who's boss and takes the meal. Another lioness joins in. Number 3. Zebra. Zebras aren't built to stand up to predators and often choose to run away instead. In exceptional cases, however, they may choose to risk their lives by fighting off attackers like lions to protect their young. A hungry lioness charges at a herd of zebras, and as usual, they run in panic. Within minutes, she nabs a young zebra fowl. She tries to pin down the zebra by biting its throat, but then comes the surprise. Her mother fights back and tries to bite the lioness to free her fowl from the clutches of the lioness. When that doesn't work, she turns back and kicks the lioness hard. That kick is strong enough to foil the plans of the lions. Immediately, the zebra runs away with her fowl, and the lion looks shocked. Number 2. Elephant. As the largest land mammals, elephants can sometimes behave like superheroes. There are instances when the jumbos have warned predators not to mess around with their calves or with other young animals. The elephant calf is enjoying and playing around, but the lions have other vicious games in mind for it. They observe the calf and attempt to attack it. That's when the entire elephant herd swings into action and chases the lion away. The lion's attack ends in a failure, as Tembo, the calf's brother, saves his brother's life. The elephant aggressively threatens the lions to leave the buffalo alone. And guess what? They all leave. Number 1. Duck. This might sound shocking, but there are instances of ducks saving penguins. Apart from sheer kindness, there seems to be no other reason. Predatory birds surround a helpless penguin and try to rip its flesh while it's still alive. Then comes the ducks. They immediately intervene and chase away the predatory birds. That's all for today, folks. So, tell us in the comments whether you know of any other animals that routinely save others or intervenes when a predator is hunting. For more such thrilling videos, please subscribe to our channel. After subscribing, press the bell icon and turn on all the notifications for regular updates. Plus, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. Have a great day, and we hope to see you soon in another exciting